Tom Paris takes an opportunity to throw some jabs at him.
So, you're going to realign your sensors with sevens. Sounds like fun. Very funny.
Okay, let's just get into this. Chakotay is there, playing along a little, kind of, and Janeway's on the bridge. This really brought up, for me, the struggle between playing around and toxicity in the workplace. I feel like this could veer a little into the world of hazing, but frankly, there's going to be other episodes that we can better look into that. Here, we have some good-natured teasing going on, right? And is it okay? Like, is this okay in the workplace? I mean, I guess that's it. That's the whole question. Is that okay? Now, maybe this is a little more complicated because the Voyager crew lives where they work. Is the behavior that Tom Paris is exhibiting here, is what he said, okay? Now, if I put my HR hat on, which I really do not like doing, but one of the costs of doing business, I suppose.
Toby is in HR, which technically means he works for corporate. So he's really not a part of our family.
But with my HR hat on, yeah, this presents at minimum as inappropriate workplace behavior and at most sexual harassment. But I don't want to just boil this down to an HR issue. In fact, I think that's a cop-out. I want to look at what is happening here, like really happening here. Paris waits for Chakotay to step away before dropping the line. But I want to believe that his intention is positive. His intention is to share a moment and have some fun with his buddy, Harry Kim. But the execution it's just not okay. Now, maybe we can excuse this as being of the time, but this was 1998. Weren't we a little more sophisticated at that point? Maybe? Well, maybe not. So how could this have gone down differently? I really see kind of two sides to that. First, how could the people around them responded to that? And second, how could Paris have approached it differently? When someone is put into an uncomfortable situation, they can totally respond to that, but they don't need to. It is not the victim's job to defend themselves. Now, if Kim felt that he could respond, he could have said something like, "Come on, Tom, that wasn't cool. I really like Seven, and I don't appreciate it when you make me feel like that's silly." But again, don't assume that that is something that needs to happen. It is not incumbent on the victim to address the perp. Yeah, I said perp. What should have happened was for Chakotay or Janeway, or Tuvok, or any of the officers on the bridge to have stepped in and done something. They could have simply redirected Paris away from Kim and spoken with him later. This creates a safe place for Harry right away. They could have interrupted and used humor to ultimately redirect Tom and again create a safe place for Harry. "Yeah, Tom, aligning sensors sure is a lot of work, ha ha ha," and then move him back towards his station. Or they could have just straight up stepped in. "Mr. Paris, that was not appropriate, period." Just put a stop to the situation and address his behavior later in private. That last step should happen regardless of the immediate response. Or the whole thing could have just been avoided. Tom could have just left it alone. Like that would have been probably the best possible situation, right? Or he could have said something maybe more supportive, like, "Hey, the XO just ordered you to spend more time with Seven. Isn't that what you said you wanted to do anyway?" Really though, it's probably just best again to just leave it alone and not say anything.